What's up, guys? Tookie here, back again, live on Twitch, of course. But for those of you watching on YouTube after the fact, I love you. I love you all the same. This is the Manhattan Project, where we are in control of the New York Rangers and where we will more than likely be swept in the first round against the President's Trophy winning Washington Capitals. Keep in mind, they only won 2 more games than us, but, you know, those damn pity points. Those damn pity points. Of course, we were 1 point away from finishing in third, or 2 points away from finishing in second, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves in the second wildcard spot, and we have to play the Caps in round 1. Now, before we take a look at their lineup, there was a slight lineup change for us. I sent Kataranakis back down to Hartford. We're going to give Cameron Askew the chance on the fourth line in this first game, and pretty much only this first game. Brady Shea and Jimmy Hayes should be back in time for Game 2. But, I mean, aside from that, the lineup is the same. We'll see what happens. The Hartford Wolfpack, they're fighting for a playoff spot. This could be the first season of a turnaround for the New York Rangers. Again, Season 1, we win the Cup. Season 2, Season 3, we missed the playoffs. But we're back now, damn it. We are back now, and that is what matters. As you get a look at the ratings, 92, 94, and 94 for the Caps. I'm surprised we have the offensive advantage, especially considering an injury. But, you know, it's not bad. We have the defensive advantage as well, which is very surprising, seeing that Brady Shea is currently injured, but obviously Alex Ovechkin is still there. He's still their captain. That is very concerning for me, because, of course, I want to win. Damn it. But let's take a look at the lineup. Of course, we looked at the stats in the last episode. Ovi and Backstrom tore the damn league apart, as they typically do. 88 points for Ovi, 46 goals in the regular season. Nicholas Backstrom with 85 points, 66 assists, 19 goals to his credit. They are on the top line with Jakub Vrana, who, it's not like a ghost of Christmas past, but as I've said quite a few times, whenever we see him, he was supposed to be a featured player in rebuilding Hockey Town. And because of a flat-out mistake on my part, he never ended up joining that team. And I regret that, because clearly he turns into a half-decent player, you know, at least top 6 worthy. And of course, in this season, when you're playing with Ovechkin and Backstrom, you end up with 54 points and just under 20 goals. So yes, I'm shitting myself when it comes to having to play that top line. The second line, Andre Burakovsky, capped out at an 85 overall. I'll get you a look at his stats there. Of course, if you're watching live, it's going to be a lot more difficult to look at everything, because I'm going to hit the trigger like that and show you that Evgeny Kuznetsov is an 87 overall, but still very much capable offensively. And then TJ Oshie, and yes, I do have Oshie's kind of real contract in there. He still has 5 years left at least. That is brutal. But he is on that second line. That top 6 for the Caps is something else. The third line, it doesn't get much easier, as somehow Brett Connolly is an 85. He's still listed as a depth forward. You look at his stats, I mean, he's well-rounded. He's got a great shot. Puck skills are all right. Offensive awareness at an 83, it's all right. How did he do? Like, how are you an 85 overall, but still a depth forward? He had 32 points, 15 goals. Certainly better than JT Miller, so that's nice. Damn it. He is centered by Austin Czarnik, another former Bruin. At least in this series, of course in real life. Thank God the Bruins haven't lost him yet, but it's going to happen, I'm sure. 84 overall at 27 years old. And then Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson's also on that third line. The fourth line, Ryan. Is it Dzingel or Zingle? I've heard people say that the D is silent. Is it? I don't know. That's one of life's great questions. Is the D silent? But he is on their fourth line, centered by Jay Beagle and his ridiculous nose, and Devontae Smith-Pelly also still on the fourth line. The defense is what I'm most intrigued by. Of course, offensively, they are very well-rounded. No surprises there. On defense, it's Oh, we're screwed. Matt Niskanen is on the top pairing with John Carlson. So, hey, or at least our top pairing's better, right? Second pairing is 86 overall, Dmitry Orlov with Madison Bowie, who made it to an 84. Right. Still has that cannon of a shot. And then the third pairing, Christopher Gunnarsson, was taken 31st overall by Vancouver in the first year's draft, but finds himself on Washington as an 83 overall at 23 years old. He's with Connor Hobbs, the same overall and the same age. Right, 88 offensive awareness for Connor Hobbs. Damn. The goaltender, Braden Holtby. Backup goalie, Ilya Samsonov, who, you know, looks to be a little bit better than, say, our Russian goalie, who, you know, should have turned into a monster but didn't. Anyway, no injuries but 2 healthy scratches, Jonas Siegenthaler and Lucas Johansson. So they have 3 defensemen, 3 young defensemen that are all 83 overall. Pretty damn crazy squad depth there, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I will stop delaying the inevitable. We will get right into this. In before Caps in 3. Here it comes. Let's get this show on the road. We are in Washington for Game 1. How bad is this going to go? We will see. First period, not a great start. Austin Czarnik scores 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the game. Great. Second period, all right. I can't get too excited yet, but that's promising. Malte Stromwall, Kevin Hayes, who we needed to step up. We needed him to step up. And then Malte Stromwall again, less than a minute later. 3 unanswered goals. Burakovsky cuts the lead back down to 1. 3-2 Rangers. 3-2 Rangers heading in to the third period. Although both goals, I'm worried. Shesterkin's been beaten from the outside twice. But we have the lead, something I didn't think I'd be able to say at all at any point in this postseason. So I'm going to take my victories where I can get them. Right? You have to, even if it's not a victory yet. We were winning at one point, and my God, am I a genius or what? We put Cameron Askew into the lineup, and in his first ever playoff game, he gets the goal that gives us that little bit of extra support. And the New York Rangers take Game 1. Who the hell saw that coming? Certainly not me. I mean, I'm just kidding. I believed in this team the entire time. Didn't you? Did you doubt this team? Why would you have doubted this team? Shame. Shame on you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you specifically. Shame. We are playing the Capitals, by the way, so if you expected us to choke, I mean, you might be, betting on the wrong horse. Cameron Askew, thank you very much for scoring that goal. Huge second period for the Rangers. Leads us to victory. Malte Stromwall with 2 goals. Shesterkin, 30, saves your second star of the game. We've won a playoff game, which is something we haven't been able to say since we've won the Cup. So that's interesting. But let's see here if Jimmy Hayes and Brady Shea is 100% healthy. And they're both healthy. Perfect. Thank you, game, for actually letting me know for once as opposed to just saying, hey, they're healthy. Now, of course, Cameron Askew did drop an overall point. I might have to leave him in the lineup over Jimmy Hayes. Like, Jimmy Hayes didn't have the worst regular season, right? I mean, we signed him as a joke for the 4th line, but he actually did all right, which is hilarious. He had 16 points, which for a 4th liner, holy shit, can't believe he did that. Can't believe it. Although, by the way, I'm looking at his hitting stats, probably a bit overrated, if we're honest. Like, he's 74 overall territory on NHL 18. But Brady Shea is back to 100%. The question is, do I take out Ryan Graves or Connor Timmins? You would think that I'd take out Timmins, but Ryan Graves, again, like, he's not awful, right? Like, defensively and as a physical player, he's solid. He's a good third-pairing guy, but in the regular season, he didn't do that great with 17 points. Connor Timmins, did have an assist in that first game. 6 points in 16 games. He was a +5. And down in the AHL, he's an absolute monster. So the question is, and of course we signed Hjalmarsson. Or, God, I think it's like Hjalmarsson or whatever the hell. People are constantly saying different pronunciations. You at least know who I'm talking about. That Swede. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. That Swede. We signed him for the hell of it. Who do we take out of the lineup here? Graves or Timmins? I mean, I think it has to be Graves, unfortunately, because when you talk about some of the talent that's going to be pushing for a third pairing spot, and I mentioned this in the last episode, Hemsky, Day, Haig, all three of those guys have the potential to be third pairing quality next season, which means Graves is probably going. Like, our defense next year, I imagine, will be McAvoy, Timmins, and then probably a combination of anybody else that is currently down in the AHL, 2 out of 3. Anyway, I need to make a decision here. I am going to go, this could be a very crucial decision, by the way. I'm going to send down Hjalmarsson, the Hammer. I'm going to send him down to the third pairing with Timmins, which means Ryan Graves. I am sorry, buddy. I really am. But Brady Shea is back, and God forbid he sits one fucking game. Isn't that right, Brady? That defense is looking pretty damn good, though. So the question is, can I send down Graves? And again, I think I'm going to give Askew another chance. Jimmy Hayes didn't do too poorly, but Cameron Askew did get the goal. He took 4 shots in the first game. So he gave it a hell of an effort. We'll give him a chance. So let me see if I can send down Graves or Hayes. I mean, I probably can, but like morale-wise, they'll probably get really, really pissed off. But you know what? Are they both on expiring deals? Really quickly, Hayes is, and so is Graves. You know, it's not the worst case scenario if I lose Graves for free. Like, if he decides he doesn't want to re-sign. I could just leave them scratched. But I'm going to send them down to Hartford, put them into the lineup to make them a little bit better for their, hopefully, eventual playoff push. So, Hayes is back in. He dropped an overall point. Graves actually didn't drop, which is perfect. Thank you. Really, I will give you a big money contract now and then trade you away to somebody else. So thank you. And that way the Wolfpack is looking that much better. Let me go best lines here just to make sure Brady Shea is where he should be, like power play and penalty kill wise. Stromall's on the top line. The team is set up perfectly. Although the penalty kill is... You know what? We can have Delorier there. Actually, here, you know, let's put JT Miller there. I'm delaying the inevitable again. I'm sorry. I'm turning this postseason video into something more because I'm so afraid of what might happen. Let's put Kruger with Hayes because I think Kruger's a better center. He's not. I was wrong. I'm sorry. But the teams are good to go. Let's get back into the series. We took game 1 on the road. That is a victory of epic proportions as far as, you know, at least for a team that's missed the playoffs 2 years in a row, right? So, we're looking all right. Game 2. Can we somehow find a way to win again? I doubt it, but we'll see what happens. First period, that's a good start. And if Malte Stromwall keeps scoring like this, holy shit, aren't we going to do well? Crazy. Not too shabby. Second period, that's unfortunate. John Carlson has tied the game, and let's go ahead and jump right into this third period. Kevin Shattenkirk, you beauty. Gets us the lead right back, and then Connolly fucking scores immediately. All right, well, I'm not going to get excited about another goal here at this point. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We have a power play opportunity that we can't do anything with. They have a power play that they can't do anything with. 3:50 to go. What's going to happen? Overtime is what's going to happen. Right. Okay. You know what? I'm not even going to hype it up. Overtime in game 2. Let's go. Can we get the win? Probably not on the penalty kill. We killed it off. We have a power play of our own. Can we score here, please? No, we can't. Damn it. Please, somebody put my mind at ease. I need a bit of happiness in my life. Makes it sound like I'm so depressed. I'm not. But still, please, double overtime. Every time. Have we ever had a postseason series that hasn't had at least one double overtime game? I know the answer is yes, of course, obviously. But still, you get the point. Double overtime, don't blink. It will end within 5 minutes. I can nearly guarantee it. There you go. Tom Wilson gets the game winner in double overtime. You think these games play out in a very similar fashion? Caps take game 2 by the score of 3-2. And this series is all tied up. Braden Holtby, first star of the game with 33 saves. Wilson and Connolly on the third line with 2 points each. That's a bit of a shame. However, I'm going to be depressed now. I was about to say I'm not going to be depressed just yet, right? Because, you know, we at least won a game on the road. It's looking all right. And we lose Connor Timmins for the rest of the first round and probably the majority of the second round if we were to make it that far. Damn it. Well, I suppose we have no choice but to call Ryan Graves right back up. So that's awesome. That is great. And then as far as Cameron Askew goes, take a look at the stats. He ended up being a minus, so he kind of struggled in that game. So Cameron, I'm sorry, buddy. We're turning back to Jimmy Hayes. Jimmy Hayes, we signed you for the lulz, but you turned into a half-decent fourth liner. I'm glad Connor Timmins is happy about Jimmy Hayes joining the team because it's not like you're going to get to play with him. You are on the sidelines, sir. You are on the sidelines. Now, how is that third line doing? I mean, not tremendous. Not tremendous, but, you know, well, how's the second line doing? That's another question. Okay, we haven't had any scoring from the second or third lines, which means we need to change things up a bit. So everybody has 85 face-offs. I am going to put Skinner, Turris, and Robin Kovacs on the second line. Kovacs, now is your time. If you don't prove to me that you can score on a line with Turris and Skinner, you are gone. You are gone this upcoming offseason. So make it happen. We'll put JT Miller on the right, and it doesn't matter between Brassard. Who is actually better defensively? Brassard is slightly better, I think, although actually, Hayes has the stick checking. You know what? It doesn't matter. There. Fine. Fuck it. Whatever. It works. God damn it. Just score some goals. That's all we need. Just score some goals. I'm not asking for too much. I really don't feel like I'm asking for that much. I need to take Graves off the penalty kill for Hjalmarsson. And take Jimmy Hayes off the penalty kill for one JT Miller. I am suddenly a lot less confident. Not that Connor Timmins was like this crazy integral part to this team, but still, it kind of sucks to lose him at this point, and it does hurt the AHL lineup as well. Which, speaking of which, let me go to the calendar so we can see how many games they have left. I think it's probably 2? Yeah, it is 2. All right. Anyway, Game 3. We will worry about the Wolfpack in a moment. They should make the playoffs. There's a chance that they won't, and they lost there too. So they actually might not make it. They might miss out at the last second. We'll see. But in the meantime, we need to go back home. It's time for game number 3. We are on home ice. Let's see if we can make the most of it and get back in this series. First period, Burakovsky with 2 goals, right? Kyle Turris does get a goal back. So, hey, second line gets a goal. Sweet. Moving on up. Moving on up. Look at that. We're making progress. Second period. So about that progress of which I just mentioned. I mean, Malta Stromwall's still scoring. Yeah. So much for progress, am I right? Let's just sit in the third period. Hey, you know what? We won a game. We won a game. I didn't think we'd win a single game in this series. Yes, we're only going to be down 2-1 in this series, but let's be honest, it's over as Robin Kovacs gets a goal. So thank you. I'm glad the second line is chipping in. That's wonderful. But we just dropped. Yes, we did. Wow. Well, good effort from Kovacs and Brassard. 5-4 game. We do lose game 3 on home ice. At least we made the score close. But again, if you give up 5 goals, you're not going to have a very nice time at all. Anyway, the Wolfpack should be in the playoffs, I do believe. They are, and they play the St. John's Ice Caps in the first round. We will pay attention to that series probably sooner rather than later, because if we lose here in Game 4, which we are going to jump right into, lineup-wise, there's not a whole hell of a lot I can do. We just have a ton of underperforming players. We'll probably end up paying attention to the Wolfpack series sooner rather than later once we are eliminated from the postseason. First period of Game 4 is scoreless, so we'll jump right into the second period, and it wasn't. Andrei Burakovsky. Third period, let's go. I mean, I'll try to change up the lineup here if we lose in this game, but fact is, Kevin Hayes, JT Miller, these are just players that haven't gotten the job done for us. They're core players, and they continue to disappoint. TJ Oshie made it 2-0. We are pretty much screwed, aren't we? We are pretty much screwed. Kovacs ruins the shutout with 1:04 to go. Late goals yet again to kind of make it look a little bit less worse or less bad than it was. But we do lose Game 4 by the score of 2-1, dropping both games on home ice. And we are down 3-1 in this series. Shesterkin was the first star of the game. He is not at fault in this situation, but I've tried to hold off on making these ridiculous changes, like Kevin Hayes, JT Miller, players like that getting traded. But I don't know if I have another option now at this point. I really don't know if I have another option. We'll take a look at the lines and the stats. We know the top line has been getting it done. Mainly Malta Stromwell. Savannah Chatelain 2 points is kind of rough. Jeff Skinner, 1 point. Take that smile off your face, buddy. You are screwing us over. Man, that is... And again, that was the Kreider deal. That was the Kreider deal for Jeff Skinner and a pick. It ended up being whoever the hell. I don't even remember who the Jeff Skinner pick was for. But you get the point. Kyle Turris, 3 points, not bad. Kovacs, 3 points, not bad. On the third line, Brassard, 1 goal. May I remind you what Derek Brassard did last season with Ottawa when he won the Stanley Cup. 56 points in 78 games in the last regular season, but the playoffs, remember, this was last year. Ottawa won the Cup. 23 points in 23 games. He has 1 goal through 4 games. Again, take that damn smile off your face. Kevin Hayes, 2 points, -3. JT Miller, JT. I was going to name you captain. I was going to hold on to you for the whole series. When McDonough was done, I was going to make you captain. Not anymore. Not anymore. So, let's take a look at the fourth line here. I mean, they're all just brutal. Let's have JT Miller on the fourth line as a center. I'm going to put Skinner on the third line with Brassard and Kruger. We'll have Hayes with Turris and Kovacs. And we'll see how that goes. Again, we're just throwing whatever the hell we can at the wall and hoping that something sticks. The defense, I mean, Shattenkirk's done well. McDonough, who in the playoff run, in the very first season, the Stanley Cup run, did great for us. Nope, not this time. Not this time. Brady Shea and McAvoy, not doing bad defensively, but offensively, it's just not there. And then there's that. So, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, I mean, Kovacs has been scoring since I paired him up with Kyle Turris, and we're not taking Kyle Turris off the second line. To be honest, I mean, again, as per usual, this is probably just delaying the inevitable. We are screwed again. we are playing the President's Trophy winning Washington Capitals. There probably isn't a whole hell of a lot we're going to be able to do here. So, let's do this. Game 5, back in Washington. The bottom line is, regardless of line combos, we have the players. We have the talent. They just need to perform. They have not done as such. They haven't. They just simply haven't done that. So we're kind of screwed in that situation. Anyway, Game 5, first period, and that's a good start. Malta Stromwall is the only reason why we didn't get swept, apparently. And Shesterkin hasn't been awful. But Malta Stromwall, this damn chair, by the way, Malta Stromwall is an absolute beast. Second period is scoreless, which is good for us, of course. I mean, if we're going to go down, at least take them down with us. At least make it so that, I mean, it's not like there's a, I was going to say a fatigue system. It's not like there's a stamina or endurance system where, the longer the postseason goes, the more tired players are and they don't play as well. It's not like that's a thing. But still, in theory, make it difficult for them, at least. Please. Third period of Game 5. A must-win game, or the Caps move on to game number 2. And Jeff Skinner, welcome, buddy. Welcome to the party. Much like Chris Kreider, you haven't done a damn thing in the playoffs, so I thank you for scoring that goal. We are up 2-0. Washington had an 18-minute-long power play that they couldn't do anything with. We have one of our own, and we may have had a power play goal. I'm honestly not sure. Regardless, I don't care. Robin Kovacs strikes again, empty net goal. It still counts. And Shesterkin with a 23-save shutout of the Caps in Game 5. 3-0 on the board. The Rangers have delayed the inevitable for at least one more game. Holtby was the first star of the game. Brady Shea with 2 assists. I said he wasn't putting up points. Well, there you go. He turned it around. Swig of Arnold Palmer in celebration. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, to go back to the negatives immediately, the Wolfpack are down 2-0 in a best-of-5 in the first round against the St. John's Ice Caps. So they are screwed. They are screwed. They'll probably be eliminated right here, which, so be it. I'm just happy they made it to the postseason. Anyway, no need to make a lineup change, right? We did just win the game. It's time for Game 6. It's time for Game 6. We have yet to win on home ice in the postseason, so that's good. We lost the first 2 games, 3 and 4, in this building. Let's find out if we can turn our fortunes around. First period of Game 6. I mean, we're only down by a goal. But I did just feel like every ounce of hope just went out the door. I mean, Hjalmarsson gets the goal. Beagle scores 6 seconds later. Oshie makes it 2-1. McAvoy ties it, which is sweet. What was that, like 38 seconds later or whatever? And then less than a minute later, Jakob Vrana makes it 3-2. Second period, Jay Beagle scores again. We're down 4-2. Heading into the third period of Game 6. If we lose, it's over. Let's find out what happens. Let's find out what happens. Oh, God, please. Thank you. I was just about to say your name because you are our most reliable goal scorer. Malta Stromwall gives us a chance from a terrible angle. 7 minutes to go, and Derek Brassard just tied it. Okay, we're good. Time out. Time out, damn it. Let's breathe. Let's take a minute. Holy hell. We're tied at 4 goals apiece. 4 goals apiece, which is pretty damn nice. We have to win. We have to win. Let's hope we do that here. I won't even delay at least any further. Are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. So I'm just going to hit the button. Please score. Damn it. Force game 7. I beg you. Power play for the Caps. Good God, it's another ridiculous power play. We killed it off, though. Come on now. Come on. We can do this, I believe. Another power play for the Caps. And it's killed off. All right. 6 minutes to go. And Malta Stromwall gets it. You can't stop him. You can't stop him. He is just ripping Holtby to shreds. And the New York Rangers have forced game 7. Damn. Holy shit, Malta Stromwall. Another 2-goal performance. Jay Beagle, fuck you. And then Zibanejad with the 2-assist night. The Rangers, despite being down 3-1 in this series, we won game 1, then we lost 3 straight. We have now won 2 straight. We have forced game 7. Moment of silence for the Hartford Wolfpack. Okay, that's long enough. As they were swept in the first round by the Ice Caps, which, by the way, I do want to quickly take a look at how good the Ice Caps are. Prove to me that they are better than my AHL team. I don't think they were. I don't think that they were. So let's take a look here. I'm determined. I've never done this before, but I want to see what their team looks like. Right. 78, 79, 80. Wow, Johan Larsson's in the minors. Holy shit. Nicky Petty. Hell of a name. You got Gadjevich or Gadjevic. Josefson. Simon. Okay, so they might not be terrible offensively. Kyler Yamamoto. Okay, so they might be good offensively. Defensively, 75, 83, 83, 82. Okay, I can see why we lost. Never mind. Never mind. I can see why we lost. It's fine. EA, you're right. I won't die on this hill. You were right. You were right. Now, we can't just jump into Game 7, can we? We have to sit here and celebrate our victories thus far, because there's no chance in hell of us winning this next game. I'm calling it now. But my God, that top line. My God, Malta Stromwall. 7 goals in 6 games this postseason. Ridiculous. We will keep this team the same, of course. Let's do this. Game 7. Malta Stromwall, lead the way. Lead the way. We need you. Hat-trick performance. Star-making performance in Game 7 of the first round against the President's Trophy winning Washington Capitals. By the way, I forgot to check why we had like 18,000 penalty minutes in the past few games. That's okay. I don't care because we've been winning. First period of Game 7. That sucks. Orlov and Devontae Smith-Pelly get the 2 opening goals. 2 goals on 6 shots. 2 goals on 6 shots. I believe, though, we can do this. We're going to lose, but damn it, I'm going to act like I actually believe that we could win this game. Second period, it's probably over. Robin Kovacs made it a 2-1 game. Smith-Pelly, on the 4th line, gets his 2nd of the game. And we are facing a 3-1 deficit heading into the 3rd period of Game 7 here in the first round. Let's do this. Is there a comeback on the cards, or will the Rangers be eliminated in the first round? Brett Connolly makes it 4-1. That will do it. So the Rangers return to the postseason. Damn it, we put up a fight. We put up a fight. Like, nearly Maple Leafs-esque as far as putting up a fight. The Capitals take Game 7 by the score of 4-1, and we are out of the postseason. Again, Year 1, Stanley Cup. Years 2 and 3, missed the playoffs. Year 4, we at least returned to the postseason. Not the end result I would have wanted, with DSP and Brett Connolly knocking us out in Game 7. That actually really sucks. No disrespect to those two, but you get my point. Both teams make the playoffs. Both teams are out in the first round. Oh, God. Let's take a look here. I didn't expect anything less. Yes, my hopes were up a little bit, but top line. Zuccarello, good assist guy. Would have liked a couple of goals, for sure. Didn't happen. Same with Zibanejad. Would have liked some goals. Stromwall is the new captain of this team. 30.4% shooting percentage. Unreal. Absolutely incredible. Second line, Robin Kovacs stepped up. He proved to me that he can be a goal scorer. There was an empty net in there, or two, but we gave him the chance, and he'll stick around on this team. Ken Hayes had 3 points in 7 games. I don't know if we can justify keeping Kevin Hayes anymore. It's the last year of his contract. I can't defend him. I can't trade him. I was reading the Twitch chat. I'm sorry. Now you know what comment I saw at the time. I've been caught. Anyway, I can't trade him at the draft. Not that I need to. We still have a ton of draft picks, like an ungodly amount of draft picks. But yeah, I don't know if we can keep Kevin Hayes anymore. Kyle Turris did all right as a setup man. Not too shabby. Derek Brassard, again, we brought him in midway through the season. Regular season, he was fine, but only 2 goals after having 23 points in 23 games last postseason. Not good enough. I don't think he'll be back. Marcus Kruger, I mean, he's a perfect fourth-line guy. We put him into a spot where he just wasn't going to succeed on the third line, and he didn't. Surprise, surprise. And then Jeff Skinner, much like Kevin Hayes, expiring contract. Very, very disappointing postseason for him. And again, I know we traded him for Kreider. It might be worth re-signing him and trading him away as well. I don't know what the hell we'd trade these players for, though. That's the problem. We were aiming for the rebuild. And then we were able to get Charlie McAvoy. And we were able to get some progression from some other players. But maybe now is the time where I re-sign Kevin Hayes and trade him. Same with Brassard. Same with Skinner. Same with JT Miller, although he doesn't have to be re-signed. We're looking at a rebuild. We are looking at a rebuild despite just making the postseason. There's a core group of players here who have simply not proven themselves to be good enough. The defense, like I said, it's still going to be looking good. Hjalmarsson's going to be let go. Obviously, we don't exactly need him. I could try to keep him, but I don't think we're going to need him. Because defensively, like I said, down in the AHL, we do have some pretty promising players that could develop sooner rather than later. So there will be some interesting questions, and again, we will run into another one of those situations that we just had recently, where we have to figure out just what exactly we want to do with this team and how do we want to approach it. We don't exactly want to go the full rebuilding hockey town route as far as just making the best team possible at the expense of any possible realism. But also, I mean, when people, and look, I'm not saying my series is going to be realistic. It isn't going to be realistic. But I'm just saying, for people that look for realism, what the hell do you trade Jeff Skinner for? Especially when you know that picks in the draft aren't going to be that good. Like I said, with franchise mode as it stands in NHL 17, you have to create your own difficulty, and we are yet again facing one of those situations. Now, I was very tempted to take a look at the awards and everything after the fact, because I feel like a video going this long, it's fairly predictable what might happen. Then again, people who are watching this on YouTube after the fact, maybe you saw that this video was half an hour plus, and you assumed, oh, maybe he gets swept and then just does the draft anyway. Who knows? We'll see. But the Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup. The Tucson Roadrunners take home the Calder Cup. Let's go take a look at some final stats. Before we end this episode, and of course, like I said, we'll move on in the next one with the draft. We have 18,000 draft picks that we will have to make. But taking a look here, the Capitals ended up losing to Carolina in 7. Tampa ended up losing to Carolina in 5. And then Carolina beat Edmonton in the Stanley Cup final again. Oh, the poor, poor Oilers. That is harsh. Carolina beats Edmonton in the Cup final again. Tucson beat Wilkes-Barre in 5 games in the Calder Cup playoffs. Right. Player stats. You know what? Here, let's at least look. I feel like I don't know, maybe I didn't forget. At the moment, I feel like I keep forgetting to look at the cup-winning team because it is kind of interesting to see what the other team looks like. But we'll see. Elias Lindholm, 24 points in 20 games. He's made it to a 93 overall. Spencer Smallman, 24 points in 24 games. Valentin Zykov. Somebody show that to Sin. Yeah, remember when he said on a stream that, oh, he's not that good. Really? Show him this. Apparently he didn't listen. Oh my God. 88 overall. Jordan Staal. Chris Kreider won the cup. No! Are you fucking God? Episode's over. We'll look at the rest of the shit next time. I don't even want to look at this. Fuck. Oh my God. Every time we trade somebody away, they win the fucking cup. Oh my God. 8 goals. I don't think he had 8 goals for us in 3 seasons. Or however fucking long we kept him for. Oh my God. God. Fucking damn it. You can see the rest of the team. Aho hasn't developed at all, which is fucking hilarious. Phil DeGiuseppe's an 88, though, but Aho is still an 84. This game's fucked. Kreider. Oh, Kreider. You. I'm happy for you, buddy. I'm happy for you. You motherfucker. God damn it. I just. Hey, wow, Brett Pesce isn't too happy. Maybe I should try to acquire Brett Pesce. He will be an RFA, more than likely. Oh, my God. Scott Darling won a cup. Well, there you go. Scott Darling won a cup. And so did Chris Kreider. So did Chris flippin' Kreider. The Stanley Cup has not left the Eastern Conference at all. Pittsburgh, of course, in year 1 it was us, then Pittsburgh again, Ottawa, and now the Carolina Hurricanes. Alex Ovechkin wins the Art Ross, as we knew. He also won the Hart Trophy. The Norris goes to Drew Doughty. Lady Bing to Nicholas Backstrom for the 2nd year in a row. Nico Hischier won the Calder, which, of course, we knew was coming. Elias Lindholm won the Conn Smythe. Carey Price, the Vezina, and the Jennings. The Masterton went to Chychrun. The Selke went to Zibanejad, so that's kind of cool. Ovi won the Ted Lindsay. And the Rocket Richard down in the AHL. By the way, Rockford won the first 2 cups in this series. Charlotte won it last year, and the Tucson Roadrunners this year. Kelleher, 3 straight years, gets the most points in the AHL. He was again the league's MVP for the 3rd straight year. He also scored the most goals this year as well, and was a rookie apparently. Holy shit, give him every award. The Ice Caps had the Defenseman of the Year. Kakkonen, who we've had in a series before, was the best goalie. Hunter Miska was the MVP of the playoffs. Kelleher gets another award. Dahlstrom and Hunter Miska. Well, that was an episode. That was, guys, it's been real. It hasn't been fun, but it's been something. We can end this episode knowing that Chris Kreider is a Stanley Cup champion for the 2nd time in this series. 1 cup with us and 1 now with Carolina. And what the next episode brings, I don't know. But we'll figure it out when we get there. So until next time, I hope you did enjoy. Can you tell I'm angry? I'm kind of angry. If you did, of course, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. But if you're watching on YouTube after the fact, you know what you have to do to cheer me up. You know what you have to do to support the video, the channel. Go catch up on my other videos if you haven't already. Go watch the damn Alan Wake series because I want to have fun with that. Help me, help you, help me. Yeah. This is going to turn into rebuilding Hockeytown. I've already lost my goddamn mind. Chris Kreider is a Stanley Cup champion. Shit.